Hi, and welcome to the Mouthwash Talk Show, a minty fresh take on politics. And yes, we are coming to you live from Florida. See my sign back there? Whoops, wrong way. For the Sunshine State. So yeah, I got it set up here. I got the fake green screen on there. Actually, it looks a little better in my studio, but we have the base here. We have the Chateau de Marcel studio base has been moved to Florida. It's sort of weird. Been down here 3 days, and just weird. It's just weird that it's not cold out and things, and it's going to take me a minute to get used to it. It's funny. We come all the way down to Florida and run into Ellen, who was in my spin class, who consequently was married to a guy I went to high school with. So we went out to dinner, and we went to see the manatees on the St. John River. And that was pretty cool. A lot of fishes up there and manatees. Anyway, you don't want to hear old people's vacation slideshow things because I still feel like I'm on slideshow. But so what we got here, I was going to have a guest lined up, but wanted to try to, just keep it down to a minimum here on the technical stuff because I was working on this stuff. But it's looking like it's working. As long as the green screen didn't fall over during the show or anything like that, we're going to be in good shape. Lucy, we're going to talk about Lucy. So we got the panel tonight. We've got plenty to talk about. Apparently, we're the new proud owners of Venezuela, and Brad is none too happy about that. I don't know if it's because he doesn't like Venezuela or he doesn't like us taking over countries, or both. I don't know. We're going to find out. But Lucy is sent me a clip of her at the Washington County commissioners meeting. So I'm just going to play this real quick and see. Now, bear with me because I am doing this. So Lucy sent me this clip, and this is her. Her first salvo towards them before she even starts to speak. So we're going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to bring on the panel. So here you go. Let's see. I'm going to bring it on, and then I got to go up here, and then I got to push play.
Before I sit down and have my 3 minutes begin, I have a question for April since she's the attorney on the board. April, I'm curious, as somebody who lives in the county, what is the duty that each of our commissioners, whether on this board or others here in this county, have to the citizens for honesty? Are these meetings under penalty of perjury? Is there a higher duty that they are called to in the space of honesty and integrity?
More information. I don't know what you're referring to.
Are public officials allowed to lie to us in a public meeting such as this?
I'm not going to have the back and forth. If you have public comment, now's your time. You have your 3 minutes, and then you can reach out to me for further questions.
All right. So noted that the attorney refused to answer whether or not public officials are allowed to lie to their constituents in person. So.
All right. All right, then. Let's see. Let's get everybody on here. Oh, Lucy's in the dark. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Let's get it right here. Well, Tiffany, you're gonna have to be down with me this time tonight. Look at this. Lucy, you probably didn't hear that since you were trying to get sorted there, but it was your opening salvo towards the commissioners. So you called him a liar, basically.
I lived it. And if anybody wants to see that, because of the Indiana open door laws, it is now a requirement that all meetings, even if it's just a little ambulance board meeting or the dog catcher meeting, they all must be live streamed across the state. And so Washington County, Indiana has its own YouTube channel. Can't make comments there. I'd light them up, of course. But yeah, we would invite you to visit Washington County, Indiana. I'm on the Plan Commission, which meets once a month, so you can see me take them to task there. And then it's always good sport. The first and third Tuesdays of the month is when the county commissioners meet. And that's the county commissioners. After I got involved last year, I won't say it's because of me, because there were other people involved too, but they stopped taking public comments spontaneously where you could sign up at the meeting. Now they limit it to 3 minutes, and you must sign up a minimum of 24 hours in advance or you don't get to speak.
Well, they let you, they should have not answered. They let you do, you got like 8 minutes. So before we get going, I want to play the next part because this was it's classic Lucy right here. So bear with me. I'll get this clip back up here.
Lucy, this is wonderful, by the way. Like
I
was so like when you said it was 12 minutes or something, I was like laughing because I'm like, Usually
It's
there are
supposed to
only
be
three. It's,
My favorite was the last line, but
The land that I've bought and paid for. Taxation is theft.
yes.
that
Sorry.
You know,
And whoever said sorry, like,
if they
That
had
was
just shut up, you know, you only get 3 minutes if you're part of the public. And so if they had simply let me say my piece, and this is generally actually what they do, is you just get up there and you do your 3 minute rant and they say, okay, your 3 minutes is up and you're done. However, I brought up, if you were to go on from the, okay, it looks like the county attorney is not going to tell us, you know, whether or not they have to be truthful. The very next question that I asked was, if there are three commissioners and two commissioners generally vote together in detriment to the people. So I asked the first one first if he had had any discussion or talks or had met with the entity or parent companies of a certain solar project that is being proposed in our county of 8,000 acres. There are two. There's a 2,000 one, 2,000 acre one, and there's an 8,000 acre. And so, you know, the commissioner that I asked tried to act like he didn't understand the question. I restated it more simply. And then he turned to the attorney and asked, you know, can I answer this? And so I looked at him and I basically said, I would appreciate it if you'd look at me, since I'm the one asked. I'm the asker now. I'm the questioner now. I'd appreciate it if you'd look at me while you're
the
talking.
captain now.
I am the captain now.
Yeah.
I am the owner of the Venezuelan oil now. But yeah, so I told him to pay attention to me, since I'm the one that's asking him the question, instead of trying to figure out if he's even allowed to answer it. And then he said, no. And I said, I don't believe you.
You called me a liar.
He did try to say that, or actually the other commissioner tried to say that I called him a liar. And I said, no, I didn't call you a liar. And I didn't even call him a liar. What I said to him is, I doubt that what you're saying is true.
Yep. So I put, if you want to watch the entire thing, I put it on the YouTube and the Facebook. Just click on that link and you can listen to the whole thing. So for somebody that got 3 minutes to talk, she went on for 16. So, and what was sad was there wasn't really anybody there. I mean, was there anybody else besides you?
Sad. Well, now yesterday morning we had quite the meeting between. So this morning's meeting is with the county commissioners, and then there is a separate county council or city council, and they deal with payroll for county employees. And as it turns out, because the first county check, if you're employed by the county, was on January the 2nd this year. That means that in this calendar year, there are actually 27 paychecks. But because there are normally 26, the salaries are normally based on a 26 paycheck schedule. And that meant that the people that were given 6% raises, because they hadn't had raises in 5 years, it was time. So basically, everybody was supposed to get a 6% raise. But then when you make the denominator 27 paychecks instead of 26, the hourly gets adjusted. They're actually losing like $1.20 an hour on a $22 an hour person. So it takes them down.
There's social, that's affects Social Security as well.
Yes.
You know, so this is just one of those years where it works out. It's like leap year.
People are mad.
Yeah.
People are mad because if they don't get paid for that 27th paycheck, they've literally donated 80 hours. And of course, the bigger deal is if they don't get this figured out to the satisfaction of the people that are doing the work, then of course they could just quit en masse or go work for someplace else. And that would leave us in a lurch because of the information silos and longevity. So people were not happy at that meeting because the counselors, because they're on a council, not a commission, the counselors were all like, well, you know, we'll get it. You know, we got another meeting. Our next meeting is the first Tuesday in February, and we'll get it figured out then. And the people are like, yeah, we got 2 paychecks in between now and then. We kind of like to know if we should even show up at work. Are we going to get paid? So
it's for the greater good, though, Lucy. That's Yeah,
we have another government shutdown in the looms in 20 days. So, I mean, it's just like one no pay to one no pay. So
Aren't they paid like 2 weeks in arrears though?
They are. And one of the things that I had pointed out is, why don't you just go to a twice a month pay system? Because there's a big confusion there, because people are being told they're on salary, but then they're also clicking out in and out. They're required to click in and out. And if they make it to 8 minutes, then they're not paid for the first 15. You know how that usually works with a paid clock or whatever. So they're told that they're salary. And if they were salary, it'd be fine. because then you could take the annual salary and divide it by 27 paychecks. And in the months in which there were 3 paychecks, you'd only have deductions for healthcare on 2 of them, and it would be okay. But they're still doing that thing where they want you to think that you've got a salary and, oh, your salary is $40,000 a year, not you make $19.28 an hour. So it's a very mental thing.
Well, I mean, that is just as let's go to some more light things here. Brad, Spiro wants to know, how was the Fish concert? I saw, your stuff, and then
It was
I sensed-
awesome. It was I would do that every time they ever
looked
play at
cool.
Madison Square Garden.
I can't believe there's that many people that go to that thing. I mean, it was packed.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because it was the same people around me all 4 nights. And so, you just get to know everybody and like laugh about just when one person gets really excited for a certain song over and we're like, yeah, you called that one, that kind of stuff. It's a fun time.
Now, were you around a bunch of libs as well, or what was up?
Probably. We usually just talk about
I know,
like
no
the
politics
songs.
policy.
No. I mean, we'll talk
policy.
about politics, I guess. If there's actually like a theory that their New Year's Eve prank or theme, but that they did at midnight was anti-ice, because it was all about ice cream, and they covered the Prince song "Cream" to end the second set, like right before midnight. And
So
then they came back
you
and
probably like that, didn't you?
it was fun. Yeah.
We
So
missed
I've
you.
never been to the same concert 4 nights in a row. So what were the different nuances from night to night?
They don't play the same song, or they don't play any song the same
Ever.
night.
So
it's
how many
like
does that make you up to? How many?
44.
All right, look at him go.
But
So you were saying, so what? So it's different songs every night?
yeah, and like they have songs that are usually like they'll close the first set, or like they have like a lot of like they're faster, they're really energetic, and they have a lot of composed sections and stuff, and then it goes to a jam part where everybody goes nuts, and it's and the light show is just insane in that place. Like when I started seeing them, it was I always sat in the lawn and I was always outside. This is like the light guy has like a dome light he gets to play with, and all the lights around like the concourses he gets to do, and it's just crazy.
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool. We're glad you got some time off. We missed you. But show did go on though. It did went on. And
oh yeah, how did it go? Yeah,
I think it went well. I mean,
which Roberts was it?
It was Nathan, and I only called him Nick twice, I think. I mean, they looked at their.
Do you think that, like, I don't know how I wouldn't. If my brother was a twin, we would have pranked. This would be an ongoing thing right now that we would be doing.
It would be. Well, it's funny. Like the national news picked it up because of one being a Republican, one being a Democrat, blah blah blah. So it was timely for us to have the show, and Nick gave us a very good plug at the end because I've been on about 25 interviews, and Lucy said, "Hey, clip this." So I did, and this has been the toughest questions I've had so far. So, I don't know if that might scare some people or make them want to come challenge us, but
maybe we're just serious journalists.
Oh yeah, we are. We you know what? You'd laugh, but we do it. We ask the questions that the regular person's asking. So with that being said, we have Brad did some talking points for us, and looks like Venezuela. I spun the wheel and Venezuela came up a bunch. So I got some clips. Look at this go. First show of the year, right out of the gate. Got clips and everything. So let's see here. What do I want to put on here Brad, what do you think? Who do you think is going to be running Venezuela? Who do you think that's going to be?
That's a noodle scratcher right there. I would think that whoever wouldn't Venezuela have like a new election that they get to do themselves now?
Nope. The vice president has already stepped up. The gal that the election was stolen from thought that she would be able to come back to Venezuela, but nope. Maduro's VP has stepped up.
Wait, the Nobel Peace Prize winner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, I got a clip. Hold on. I got a clip for that too.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
I just want to make sure, because Trump is not living up to the name of the FIFA peace, prize that he won. So don't.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, let's
it's
see.
not looking good for Nobel.
Her name is Maria Cornelia Machado. I butchered that up, but that's the best I could do.
Oh,
So
did
here you
pretty
go.
good.
Clip. We'll talk about it.
Hey, Thor.
I mean, it's not very usual that people will dedicate the Nobel Peace Prize to the leader of a different country and say publicly, he deserves this more than I do. But you did that.
Very clear. As soon as I learned that we had been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, I dedicated to President Trump because I believed at that point that he deserved it. And a lot of people, most people said it was impossible to achieve what he has just done on Saturday, January 3rd. So if I believed he deserved it on October, imagine now. I think he has proven to the world what he means. I mean, January 3rd will go down in history as the day justice defeated a tyranny. It's a milestone, and it's not only huge for the Venezuelan people and our future, I think it's a huge step for humanity, for freedom and human dignity.
All right. All right. So
Nothing to do with oil at all.
well, you know, some people might say that we lost Lucy there, so we got to go to this. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Now, I think, you know, Lucy alluded to the fact that the second in command took over, but that would be just basically our rule that we would have here in our country. If something happened to the president, then JD Vance would step in. So in an interim period, well, actually in our rule, it's, you know, until the next election. So I think what's going to happen is that they're going to force the next election. Now we'll see if this gal comes back, but she won the independent vote by 89% or 92%. And Maduro wouldn't let her run. I know what it's like to be thrown off the ballot, but I don't know. I didn't have to leave the country because of it. What do you think, Brad? I'll go to you first because you were just talking about that. What do you think? Are they going to have a fair election?
I mean, I don't know what that would look like right now, because I feel that it's still early and nobody has been paying. Like, I haven't been paying attention to Venezuelan politics. Like, what? Why would we have been? And so for this to just, and I kind of hate that now it's like, oh, well, everybody's kind of an expert on it and stuff. And it's like, well, is this just something to do to distract from another thing, from another thing, and from another thing, so he can keep doing all the things?
Yeah, one of the things that I saw a video of Maduro basically challenging Trump to come get him, calling him a coward and everything else, talking all this big game. And I think he
danced like him too. I saw a video where Maduro, he did like
yeah.
And it wasn't AI, like that was legit.
That was it, yeah. And it was, you know, I think like it's isn't it like The Onion? It should just be
it's
satire
like for real.
At this point.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You cannot make this shit up. I mean, this is just like a freaking movie. It's like a 3D video game.
It is crazy. So let's go on to the next one here.
Well, Trump said he's in charge of Venezuela, though.
All right, hold on, Brad. Hold on.
Sorry.
I got a clip for you. Then you can go. Man, you did such a good job with these talking points. I put this show together for you.
I was getting mad doing the talking points, John.
Yeah. Oh, I know. You're like, and the whole thing. Before we go to that, let's go around. So I'm like, I have no idea what's going to turn out with this. You see, and we're going to show a clip of the celebrations that the Venezuelans are having, and around the world, even Mexico. There's a lot of people that are exiled from Venezuela that are going to come back now. And it's like, wait a second. I think the only people that are mad are the Americans. That's what it's like, wait a second. We're talking about open borders. Now people want to go back and we're mad. But anyway, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I mean, we've had not good success with trying to do other countries, and the Iran-Iraq thing. We've not done well at this. So, but I'm not going to say it won't work out this time. But I'm telling you what, this thing's a mess.
Why are you mad?
I mean, it all just seems to have no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, he's doing it now because why? What was the extreme danger that was happening, I guess, too. Like, he didn't even go through Congress. He didn't alert Congress. He talked to the oil companies.
He couldn't alert Congress because there are too many snitches.
Oh, remember when that happened in
six.
Israel? Remember when they did an attack in Israel, somebody ratted it out.
Yeah,
and that's why the
Secretary of War also, texts plans to journalists from the Atlantic. So not everything like elite.
Whoops.
Sometimes just a dumbass being a dumbass.
Yeah, that's why you do.
Sometimes dumbasses learn. Well, there you go.
Yeah, who is number 10 and 12 in my chat here? What's in my WhatsApp?
So yeah, that's right. Hey, it's a complicated thing.
So, but do you think that Maduro was a good leader, or do you think he was
I don't know, and I'm sure that it's like that in other countries too, where people don't like their leaders. But is it on us
here
to control that now? Like, are we the ones who were supposed to? And why aren't we doing that with? Why aren't we helping with Putin in Ukraine then? It's just strange to see the lines that we'll cross and the lines that we won't.
Yeah, and I think there's just so much that we don't know. I mean, heck, this could boil right down to a Maduro, Trump pissing contest. I mean, it could all just be that, or it could be
the United States should not be in a pissing contest with Venezuela.
I didn't say
at
the
all.
United States, so I was saying the leader.
No, but Trump is the president. That's what's so that's what sucks so bad about this.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to the next one.
Well, I mean, there were some good things in the comment, like Thor said, will Trump get the $25 million reward Biden placed on Maduro?
It's 50.
Who's paying that? Who's giving the reward? And then who's gonna
Brad? It's a line item deduction.
That's what
coming out of librarian's fund.
But that's what I mean. Like, how are we? You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? In that aspect.
Well, Biden put the reward on and put the bounty on. I'm just asking the question. I didn't ask where the money came from. I'm just asking, would he get the reward?
I know you're just.
I think that would be. I'm reading from the comments.
No, I know. And it's
China and Russia. This is about cutting China out of Venezuela's oil, gold, and minerals. I mean,
okay,
there's other opinions.
And I don't want China to have a part in South America with Russia. Like, what?
China's already been doing.
We're all trying to freak out each other about Cold War stuff still, and it's
like
I don't think it's cold anymore.
That's why I moved to Florida to get in out of the Cold War in Indiana.
The communists have not stopped, but I'll tell you what they've moved from. They've moved to silent weapons for quiet wars. If you've not read Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, perhaps you should, and you will see how they moved to the Cultural Revolution. Because look at how many woke leftists we have. We openly have people calling to steal your stuff and redistribute it. And not many Americans are pushing back on these people.
They're going to come take your cat, Brad.
Well, but think about it. How fast did they have the protests? How fast? I mean, they had the protests before the smoke cleared from the bombs. They had people with matching shirts, with signs, it was like on to the next protest.
Amped up. And yeah, a protest is not a difficult thing.
Do they have the green tents out there?
I mean, I would say a protest is a difficult thing to get going, but then, I mean, look at the January 6th one that was held today by all the, by the head of the Proud Boys. He had dozens of people there.
Okay, so here's your choices for the next clip. I have Venezuelan across the world celebrating, or who's running Venezuela?
Who's running Venezuela?
All right, let's roll that one. So let's see. Hold on. I'll get it for you. Share screen. Venezuela. Where is it? There it is. It's share it. I got to get to it.
¿Qué viene ahora? Viene la reconstrucción del país. Viene que todos estos exiliados que estamos aquí podamos regresar a nuestra patria, a dar nuestros aportes, a dar nuestro crecimiento tanto personal como laboral, a hacer una patria nueva, que no va a ser fácil, no lo va a ser. La reconstrucción de Venezuela va a llevar años.
See, I still don't understand the major divide in Venezuelan politics.
Yeah, it just very much a divide. I mean, if you look at the other exiled leader. It was there you go. That's that. Let's make it go away. Right. Put us back on there. What did I do? I made us all go away. Oh, there it is.
Well, but
there we go.
So it doesn't even look like that's what I mean. That's one angle. I don't know. Is that everybody in Venezuela? And was the guy talking in Venezuela?
That's called Spanish.
Well, no, because he was talking about returning to Venezuela, and he gets returned.
Well, that was
exiled.
The whole clip was around the world, even like Spain. They were talking about Mexico. They were talking about America. All the places. These people are like, "Hey, we can come back to our country now." And I just picked that clip just to demonstrate that, because there was a lot. They were pretty subdued there, and there was a 13-hour video. If you want to go watch that, of just them celebrating and this and that. So I'm like, let's wait and see what happens. But we'll I mean,
this sounds like a forever war, though, John. Then if you want to wait and see, and I feel like that is the right thing to do, because why would we be doing this in the first place?
Yeah, you'd hope. But this is our government, right, Lucy? You hope for the best, and it just turns out what it is.
I just like to say I didn't vote for this shit.
Well, it's like, I don't know what we voted for at this point, but people are looking at this like a war. Well, this operation was an arrest. It really wasn't a war. It was an arrest, in and out.
And like,
arrest.
why? But I don't get what. Like, would Melania be arrested along with President Trump?
Wow, how much cocaine is she selling? I mean,
what? Like,
I mean, she got a good.
That is the first time I've heard, of a spousal arrest like this. Usually, it's just the guy.
Brad, to your point, oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, they came in the middle of the night. She probably didn't have her makeup on, probably had her jammies on. And to me, that's the part that I think is kind of crazy. I mean, the element of surprise is everything. But could you imagine, like, settling into bed, you got your night cream on, your hair in your little ponytail, you got like your J's on, your jammies, and you're relaxing and you're thinking about the day. You put on your hand cream. The next thing you know, like, Delta Force is in your bedroom. You can't get to the safe room. And I mean, that is a lot to comprehend.
I'm pretty sure they were really surprised, because he thought he was really safe. I guess he had Cuban militia bodyguards, and but we just got to see what happens. And for so many people to come out this way or that way right out of the gate, we just don't know. We may never know what lurks, what evil or what goodness lurks in the shadows.
But can we feel good about our American military being able to accomplish the mission?
Well,
even if you don't agree with the mission, being able to go
they're badass.
Yeah,
don't mess with us.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it.
Yeah.
You think about it. So Biden had 2 wars start when he was, we had the Israeli thing and we had Ukraine start. One of them's come, they got a ceasefire and all that. The other one's still going. But this is such a deterrent to somebody else. And if you look through history, the country with the biggest army is in charge, but we have not. But usually those people that have the big army, like England, they took over the friggin' world they took over India, they took over Australia, they took over everything.
They had guns too.
And flags and guns and flags.
Well, it was like naval,
they were colonizing places. So
yeah. And so, America has not done that. Now, Trump's tried it with Greenland, Canada, all the places. But for the most part, we've been sort of the police of the world.
Team America, world police.
Yeah, and I don't want to be the police. I don't want to be the police, but we've been that. So, Kuwait and Iraq and blah, blah, blah.
Some of it's policing, but some of it's looking out for American interests that some people may not understand, like, blowing up the drug boats to keep the drugs laced with fentanyl from hitting the streets in America. Those are things that people may not understand. Even people have said, why do you need 5 of those big engines on one boat? You must be doing something illegal very, very quickly.
They could have just pulled them over and asked them.
Or somebody who could say, well, golly geez, why is China operating in this hemisphere? China's got plenty of oil. Russia's got plenty of oil. Why do they need Venezuelan oil? You know, I just think that
Why do we need
oftentimes,
Venezuelan oil?
well,
I heard
Well,
it's
I
really
think
good.
it's actually
maybe
ours.
it's an expensive move. Maybe we're just
Right,
preventing it from going to other countries. But I just think that sometimes we have to trust that our leaders have a different perspective and more information, and they're looking out for our well-being.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Now we
They
put a lot of-
they definitely have a different perspective, Tiffany.
Call me
That's-
Pollyanna.
I will.
Raise your hand if you have faith in the government. Okay, we'll go on then. So
Hey,
let's
John,
go.
you brought up Greenland. I'd like to know which leader Trump is going to kidnap out of Greenland.
Frosty the
so that he can
Snowman?
Yeah, Frosty the Snowman. Oh my gosh.
So
Hey,
Greenland's the frozen one, and Iceland's the not frozen one. That's how you remember that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you got me. So like I said, that is imperialism. Isn't that what that is when you take over other countries and you want to take over the world? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know my terminology, but yes. So let's see who's going to run Venezuela, Brad. I mean, who do you think?
Where's Magic 8 Ball?
Well,
I'd left it
the
at the house.
opposition leader should be the one who is. I mean, honestly, they should have an election
Opposition
immediately.
leader?
No, isn't she the one who won the Nobel Peace Prize and the one who?
Yeah, that
like,
was the one
won,
we played
like,
the clip of, Maria.
Yeah. So, but didn't you hear like Trump said that she doesn't have the respect of the Venezuelan
You know why
people?
he did that? It's because she shouldn't have accepted the Nobel Peace Prize in the first place. She should have said, "I'm happy to accept this, but only if I can give it to the real winner, Donald Trump," because it's totally his
Bullshit.
ego.
That was hers. Okay, that was not his. Like he cannot
but
be
he
the
thinks
3-year-old toddler that we're constantly patting on the head.
Now, usually you say 2-year-old, Brad. You moved him up a year.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's you got to mature a little bit.
I think if she had refused it entirely on the basis that Trump is the one who really won, or accepted it on behalf of him and then had her own thing where she gave it to him, I think that she would be running Venezuela now.
Well, it's what you bring that up, but in that clip when I listened to further of it, I don't have it to back up. We could listen to it. She talked about Sean Hannity asked her if she'd talked to Trump since the Nobel Peace Prize thing, and she has not, which is surprising to me because I would think that he would at least something. I don't know, but think about it. If you're president, you got people bothering you all day
But then
long.
again, too, I mean, like he just can't hand the country over to her. I mean, you have to respect.
It needs to be an election.
Some of their laws and rules and constitution.
So, Brad, how can a country that most people think our elections in our country are rigged can have a good election in another country? I mean, somebody explain that to me. Tiffany, can you explain that to me?
What was the question? Sorry.
Our people, about half of our country believe that elections are rigged here in the USA. Now, how are we going to guarantee that the election in another country is not screwed up? I mean,
you have to go back to the finger dye.
Yeah,
I heard that that Venezuela and Maduro are the ones that manufactured the voting machines that were used that stole the election from Trump.
I read that someplace too.
So there you go. Maybe Lucy has
that wasn't in the talking points, Brad.
No, that wasn't. But that's
I mean, January 6th was, that's all involved.
Is today the anniversary of that?
Yes, it is. That's why I put all those. And and whenever you got, that's what was making me the most mad was when I saw the White House's
on fire
page. No, like the White House's official page about January 6th.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I don't think I included that. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. I can't.
No, I didn't.
You don't tell me.
I know. I didn't see it until the end, but it's Trump blaming Capitol Police. It's Trump blaming a lot of people, but not him.
I just wish we could.
What about Nancy Pelosi's quote about the day?
Nancy Pelosi. Please, if anybody has I'm gonna have to find it and put because Nancy Pelosi is everything on this webpage. Okay.
Oh, they just dog her. So
it
illegal. Put it up. All right. While you're looking for that, let's do the last clip I have, which is who's going to be running our newest state or a country that we took over. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, let's see it.
Let us bring in Kristen Welker now, moderator of Meet the Press, for more on her exclusive conversation with President Trump. Kristen, good morning to you. A number of questions here, Kristen. First of all, how long, who's in charge, and what role will the United States play in Venezuela? What did the president tell you about those three questions specifically?
Well, Craig and Chanel, President Trump said a number of his top officials will be involved in overseeing Venezuela, from the Secretary of State to the Vice President. But when I asked him who ultimately is in charge, he said me. Now, it was also notable, despite those initial tensions with the interim president, President Trump said, quote, "I do get the sense that they're cooperating. They need help." Another key takeaway, he gave me new insight. You talked about the timeline, Craig, into his thinking about the timeline. I asked him if elections could be held within 30 days, and he said, no, it's going to take a period of time. We have to nurse the country back to health. So really seeming there to try to brace the U.S. for the possibility there could be a bit of a prolonged presence.
Speaking of timelines, you also asked the president about whether he has his sights on other surrounding countries. What was his strategy and timeline on that going forward?
Yeah, great question, Chanel. Well, the president wouldn't give me a specific timeline in that regard. He did, though, make it very clear that he's watching countries like Cuba and Colombia very closely, sharply critical of those countries' leaders and rampant drug trafficking. Now, on Cuba, he said he thinks the country is so unstable it could actually fall on its own, largely because Cuba relies so heavily on Venezuelan oil. And perhaps most notably, I asked him if he's serious about his threats to take Greenland, which is the core territory of Denmark. Gabe just talked about that. He told me he thinks Greenland is very important for the national security of the United States, Europe, and parts of the free world. The Danish prime minister says any move to take it would bring an end to NATO and post-World War II security. So really firm words there.
Hey, Kristen, what has been the fallout so far with regard to our action there in Venezuela, the political fallout?
Well, it's so interesting, Craig, because remember, President Trump campaigned on an America First agenda. Some Republicans, including outgoing Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying this really runs counter to his promise to focus on domestic issues. Now, in a snap poll conducted by Reuters in the aftermath of the military operation, 72% of Americans say they worry the U.S. will become too involved in Venezuela. I pressed the president on whether he's concerned this could hurt him with his MAGA base, and he simply said, quote, MAGA loves me. MAGA loves everything I do. Of course, the midterms looming large over all of this and the political implications. Craig and Chanel.
Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press. Kristen, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look.
All right. So, like, honestly, John, what?
I'd be one of those. I don't want to get too involved in this stuff. I mean, you know, it's like it seems like.
But we have to. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it cannot be just Democrats complaining about this anymore. Like, there has to be a moment where, like, he is sounding very kingish. He's just doing stuff and saying out loud he's doing stuff.
Well, I mean, she made a point. It was supposed to be America first. But I think if you were going to argue that, you could say, okay, our security is most important. And you got to remember, they get these security briefings that we don't see, that we don't understand. Now, I would love it if they would explain stuff better, but I know that some of these things are sensitive or whatever. But I'm a little worried that we're going down roads that there's
no exit. Like, what we are starting something without an exit plan again. And when you're putting lives in the line.
No, I disagree, because we're not taking it's a country, they've got industry, they've got their constitution, they had, an election that was probably stolen, exiled leaders. I don't think that it will be something where we'll be there for 20 or 30 years. I don't think that. I think that we can probably nurture them for probably, 2 to 3 years, help them get on the right track.
Okay, let's go around.
Does nurture mean hundreds of billions of dollars? Like,
yeah, it's going to cost us somehow. Let's go around the horn here. Let's say, I'm going to ask a question. Boots on the ground, yes or no? Lucy, boots on the ground. Bad.
Yes.
Tiffany.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be deployments to Venezuela. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be the host and not answer.
Oh my
So,
gosh. But
so
you
here's
have to, I mean, like how can you support a country that is not necessarily stable? They've lost their leader. I mean, you don't just extract their leader and then leave.
oh, I've been to parties like that where I had a party one time that I didn't go to. So, but anyway, I want to switch gears. We've spent a lot of time on that, but Thor brings up a very good point here about Mexico. I mean, if you're north of Mexico City and you're not in the drug trade, you're not, you get your head chopped off.
Well, the southern border is closed now, and there's 0 people passing over the border.
No, they're not releasing anybody into the country. Come on, Brad. You got to learn how to read between the lines.
I mean, I'm just taking the words as they're said by President
but you
Trump.
got to read between the words.
Okay,
the words
I
are.
will.
No,
put it
no,
up.
we should not have to. Like, we should not have to constantly
Sorry.
be like a prisoner to hyperbole.
We wouldn't have a show if we couldn't explain it to other people, right, Lucy?
Okay, so I've got the real deal here. The reason we're not invading Mexico, have you looked at the last name of the female leader of Mexico? She's Jewish, okay? So this is a Zionist thing. So he is not going to attack another Zionist.
I didn't know Mexico
Venezuela
had
is
any
going
Jewish
to get a
people.
Zionist. Oh yeah, of course.
Do they? Wow.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Those people got their fingers in the pies all over the world. How do you think the Rothschilds created their empire? He sent his sons into different cities, and he created the banking systems that we know today that are still run by the Bank of London and the Rothschilds and all that.
I think I saw somewhere they were mad about one country because they didn't get established as the bank currency or something.
There were 7 countries that didn't have the
shucks.
central bank, including Libya, and that's why Gaddafi was killed. And that's why, I don't know if you got any Iraqi dinars. I don't. My friend thinks that I should get some. They're like $1 million for $7 US or something. I don't know. But everybody thinks the Iraqi dinar is going to be like recalibrated or whatever term they use.
It's barely could be used for wallpaper right now. So
it is pretty though. It's a pretty currency.
Well, hey, that's why I said wallpaper. I didn't say like put it inside somebody's casket. No, let's put it out there for everybody to see when you're eating dinner. So
Mike Young has a comment for you.
Oh, what? Mike Young. We see people watch this here.
That's nice. Hi, Mike.
Thor is wrong and Brad is correct. What? I got to take that down.
Oh my God, Mike! Thank you. That was
okay. Let's see the rest of it. I'm sure Brad will be wrong before Mike gets done here. The difference is that Maduro was the cartel, which in essence the government and the cartel was one and the same. In Mexico, the cartel is separate from the government. Very good. That's why Mike Young is based, as Slick Witty would say, he's based. If you need something figured out, call Mike Young. He'll answer the phone and he'll explain it. so that even a third grader like myself can understand it. So there's your difference, Brad. So
as long as Mike Young is there, hi Mike. I want to say that you're very persuasive, and I'm coming around more to your way of thinking, even as a libertarian, because my knee-jerk reaction was, oh my gosh, we kidnapped, the leader of a foreign government. But then a friend of mine who's an attorney got me some information about the indictment, and if even half of it is true. But for me, the real nexus to American interest is that the socialist government of Venezuela, regardless of whether it was Maduro or not, the socialist government of Venezuela outright stole American-owned companies and American-owned property. So we do have nexus there, but it's a little bit hard to put the two together when that happened a couple of decades ago. And, we just now have a president who will take action.
No, come on. A couple of decades, that's nothing nowadays. The older I get, I'm like 5 years. Oh, that's,
That was yesterday.
That's just 12. That's just 12 or 13.
Tiffany, you said 2 to 3 years, like it was kind of nothing. Like when we're talking about how long would we be deployed there, and I think that you're right. That is the most generous, guess. I think
the years are short, but the days are long.
But I just don't know what's the end game. What is? I don't see them having a goal in mind yet.
Probably a functioning government, not sending drugs into the United States. And maybe
what if Americans want drugs?
Oil production and oil
somebody wants them.
United States, and maybe they're there to be a partner that we get oil and minerals from.
So Thor's got a rebuttal. Thor's got a rebuttal here. I disagree. If you are in Mexican government and not working for the cartel, you are shot in your home. Remember when they chopped off 28 heads there? Now, I don't think they were in the government, but there's definitely, and trust me, I know some people from Mexico. I mean, like real people from Mexico, not these people you see on the CNN, but they're real ones. And it's true. If you're not in that business, you might as well, you're done. They're going to come for you. So anyway, Brad, you brought up a good point. Where are all these drugs being consumed? Man, I know that Mars Hill people, some of them do their share of drugs, but
you know why drugs are still illegal in the US is because a black market creates money for the CIA for their black operations. If all drugs were decriminalized tomorrow, and they could be sold, just like, Adderall is a prescription drug. If you could get these drugs legally, then you would know that there was more purity, and it would completely eliminate the criminality that's associated with it. Now, the only reason it would not eliminate the criminality associated with it is if you had the situation that we have with Illinois and cannabis and Michigan and cannabis, where there are triple the taxes in Illinois on marijuana that there are compared to Michigan. So there are lots of people that drive, especially around, like Michigan. They go from Illinois up to Michigan to get their marijuana, and then they go back to Illinois, and then Illinois wants to punish them because Illinois didn't get the taxes.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, think about it. Their product is not taxed, not regulated. It's pretty much profit. They just got, you got transportation costs, which is very expensive if you have a 5-engine boat, which I would just love to have one of those motors that are $30,000 each. And as Brad said, why can't we just pull them over? Well, then there's a big long court thing, and then there's witnesses, and witnesses talk. I don't know if you've ever watched any mafia movies.
Deal with
Usually
the problem.
They take out the
Don't
witnesses.
just blast. That's not dealing with the problem. You're not.
Oh no, it's dealing with it. It just may not be,
They're going to find another way around the fence. That's all this does.
Yeah. Well, but it does seem like that was pretty blatant. They just were driving a boat up here and unloading it.
I wonder how many boats we missed. I wonder. Yeah. I think that would probably be a great documentary. Is how people kind of pieced all this together. That Tommy dies in the suburbs, and Jimmy dies in the suburbs, and Samantha dies in the suburbs, and then tracing the drugs and tracing, where we get to the point where we're blowing up boats in the ocean.
Well, I think none of that's relevant because it's all just a marketing story.
Yeah,
in order to get the American public to swallow this.
You get back to people that are supposed to be watching this. Like I said, if you want to stop this stuff, it could be stopped, but it doesn't seem.
How would you stop it?
Well, I mean, blowing the boats up is a start.
But people are still getting drugs. People are still.
Oh yeah,
doing drugs.
I think that the Mexican trade is probably still going quite well. It's like, and I heard that a lot of stuff comes in from Canada, and I've tried to get a walleye back from Canada, and no bueno, I could not get it in. So I don't know how they're.
Well, they're serious about that, John.
So that goes back to my question: is that like what is the drug trade? I mean, how is it getting here? I mean, how do you cut off all the heads of the dragon?
I don't know how you do. I think we need to go at it from the other end. And one of the things we need to think about, if we cut off this drug supply, by gosh, we better be opening up a lot of rehabs, because if people can't get this, there are going to be a lot of people jonesing.
They just got to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
All they have to do, I have the answer. I have the
Brad,
answer.
the Republican.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah. No, I'm being facetious.
You had a Republican moment.
The answer is iboga. And those of you who don't know about iboga, they're African herbs, and people that take iboga say that, they are confronted with all of the negative and are forced to deal with it while using this plant medicine. And people come out of iboga never touching heroin again and having zero withdrawals.
Brad?
Lucy, we need to bottle that stuff up and sell it.
Yeah, I try it, I guess. I don't know.
What, do you try heroin or the other thing?
No.
I don't know. I'm not ready to do that. I am not ready to do the shadow work. I'm just saying.
And powders and pills are
that's
dangerous.
We'll have to get Lily involved with that or something. Maybe they'll go with it.
I'm
okay,
sure
so hey, we're getting close to the end here. Do we want to do the conspiracy thing? We didn't even talk about the daycare, the Somali daycare thing, but I think it's
that's old news.
That's old news. And
I'm pretty sure it's going to be turned out to be like a bunch of bullshit kind of too, because of who reported it. Like, I think it just got blown out of proportion too.
Well, it was, it did
Enough to make a governor not run for reelection?
Yeah, that guy.
I mean,
man.
I can see him running. I can see him running for president. That,
Well, hold on, let
that
me
being
do the
reason.
thing. Oh, I don't even have my hat here, which is okay. Let me make it official since we're doing a show here. I think I still got it here. So here we go. We're going to conspiracy mode for 6 minutes. And I don't want to go past an hour here. We're trying to be good at this. So
Did you see that Thor had a Smoking the Bandit moment? We used to buy cartons of cigarettes to take to Minnesota because of the high taxes.
Yes.
Good for you,
and
dude.
remember, we used to
Yeah.
go back in the day. We used to go out to St. Louis and buy Coors beer because you couldn't buy it east of the Mississippi. So anyway,
See, we need to bring
all
things
that.
like that back. Like that's
Yeah,
nice.
Make America great again.
Yeah,
make America
that's
great
what we're missing.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
man.
that was a good thing. So wait,
Throwing
hold on.
back my
I got this
marrow.
thing. All right, get ready for conspiracy theory. Now you burned up 1 minute. We only got 6 now.
Oh, dude.
Hey y'all, it's time for the conspiracy theory, so you better get your tinfoil hat out and let's see what's going on this week.
All right. Oh, look, Lisa says we have some aluminum foil if you need it. Like, well, I left my teeth at home too. So,
Wow, I bet she's upset about that.
yeah, that's really a funny story. When we first started dating, her daughters were in town and their friends were all downstairs. So I put the teeth in and walked through there. And
Classic.
Lisa, what's wrong with his teeth? Oh, look.
Oh,
Yay,
Well,
Lisa.
she needs to be the producer so she could put my clips up for me because I think I did okay tonight. I got them all in there. And Brad, thanks
You
for
did a
doing the
great
talking
job.
tonight.
It was
Yeah,
nice
thanks.
having all of us watch clips and respond to them together.
Yeah, it's
I love doing that with you guys. Yeah,
so
totally.
It's good. It's like, well, all right, enough of the kumbaya. Let's pass out the s'mores. Lucy, go with your
Okay.
conspiracy.
all right. I'm going to do something that is totally serious, and I know it's not in my nature to be totally serious. Those of you who appreciate me on this show and all of that, and if you're a believing Christian, please pray for me. And I'm like being totally serious here. If you watch the entire clip of everything that I did in that meeting today, let me just put it this way. I am not suicidal, and people take seriously.
Huh?
People take dirt naps in this county. And so I have people praying for me. I would appreciate if you would pray for me, specifically, Ephesians, to put on the full armor of God, and the 91st Psalms. That is what I'm praying over myself because, not conspiracy at all, but this has happened in my county.
Yeah, and I think that when I watched that, it reminded me of any good old boy network of county commissioners of anything.
Yes.
So I put up in the comments. If you go back, you can click on that link. That is the link to Lucy's YouTube. You can watch the whole thing. You should watch it because she's basically calling them out, and they are just not having any part of it. In fact, they apologize to the other people for No, you know what? You need to deal with Lucy. If you don't, she will haunt you. I mean, hey, raise your hand on this show if you're not scared of Lucy a little bit.
It is truth, justice, and the American way. That is what I want. I want truth, justice, and the American way. I want people to have a fair shake. I want people to, to be able to put a bid in and follow all the laws, that's what I got in trouble or was told that I'd kicked people in the nuts and that I should be careful.
Yep, I mean,
and I did. I didn't hold back.
It is no, you did not, and it's like I don't think they're not used to that. I mean, it was just like the first time I ever saw you debate, the two, Todd Young and what's his face.
Former governor. Former governor.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, you just told them how it was. And they were, they had to listen to you. And I'm like, wow, she's a little pistol. Little did I know you'd be on the Mouthwash show.
I applaud what you did, Lucy, but I do think that you were wise to be cautious of your safety.
Yes.
And I'm praying for you.
I really, really appreciate it. Anybody that would pray for me because it is a real thing. But my friend is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. And I said, look, at the end of the day, we're put here on earth as Christians to stand up for what is true. We're not promised a certain amount of time here on the earth. What we are promised is that God will bless us and keep us when we are his. And so I just stand knowing that Jesus has got me. They cannot do anything to me that Jesus doesn't let them do.
Right. Well, the thing is, when you were reading some scripture in there, Luke 11 or whatever that was, it was like throwing water on a grease fire. I mean,
Yeah.
they were just like, and so I would urge you to go back and watch the whole thing. I try to just play the clips here of the highlights of it, but and then also, Brad, I did put in the comments there your White House. So if you want to look at that, go back
That's
to the comments there.
hilarious. Everybody.
Oh yeah. I also put in. I just sent you in the messenger to the NPR archive of January 6th too, which is much more whole, I believe. Just showing where things went wrong and how. It's just funny to see the glaring differences of blame and like lack of accountability. So
Well, it's like they don't want anybody to find out what really is going on. So, just to, get with this, the daycare thing. Well, why can't we figure out who gave out all this money? If we have all these conspiracies of this money,
no,
that's not why don't we go look and see who gave this money out? I mean,
because then people are going to be ratting on their friends a bit. Like it's to that point because it's, I don't know. We're in the conspiracy theory stage, right?
Yeah, we are.
Has anybody ever?
Tiffany was making a face. I was like,
No, I was just thinking about like tracing the money, who gave the money out, where the money went, and then didn't somebody give back some campaign contributions? So I think that this has some deeper ties. But
Well,
go ahead.
and that should be investigated. All that,
I think is it Vote Blue? What's that? What's the blue? They have the red campaign for campaigns. It's like, what is the where you donate to the Democrats? Is it blue?
Oh, that's Vote Blue.
Act Blue.
Act Blue.
I mean, that thing is sketchy. And you look at Bo Bai here in Indiana that's gotten $10,000 from every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's not from Indiana. He's raised up to $1 million. Now the Simons, Indiana, hey, good on them. They like this guy. They give the money. But what is up with that? I don't have any desire to give somebody from Oklahoma any money for their campaign. I'm sorry if you're from Oklahoma, or if you're from Texas, or if you're from even Florida. I don't care. If you're from Indiana, I'm having a hard time.
Yeah, but John, you're looking at it like, there are older generations that basically would watch QVC just for something to spend their money on. If you can help a fellow Republican or a fellow Democrat in another state, why wouldn't you? And again, I'm saying that with the most. I'm full of shit when I'm saying that.
Pants that are lined with fleece.
Exactly, right? Because that's where
so
they get
anybody
money.
Anybody out there that's wanting to give money to a politician, give some to the Mouthwash Talk Show. I have my annual bill coming up for the StreamYard, which is pretty much all of our. What's that?
We should have a telethon.
Yes. Yeah, telethon to raise.
I can dance.
But it should be for it should be for $40 or something like that. Like something stupid.
I will start. I tell you what, we can get the money very quickly. I'll start singing. Everyone will pay me to stop singing. And in about 3 minutes, like not even one Beyonce song or Whitney Houston song, and people will be so disgusted.
Have one. So, it's StreamYard. They've added some features, but it goes up every year. But I really like StreamYard, and I use it.
Can I be selfish and give one more conspiracy?
Oh, you can, because I don't think anybody's got any, and we're already 1 minute over. So
I'll make it fast.
So wait, hold on a second. Tiffany, you don't have one, do you?
No.
Brad, how about you?
Oh, bake sale.
Bake sale.
What?
No, that's what.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We could do a virtual AI brownie sale.
Yeah, I was like, what? How is a bake sale?
Okay.
What kind of conspiracies are they running?
Lucy's going to close up the show here with her conspiracy fact.
So we know that it must not be about drugs because Trump pardoned that Honduras guy. So what if, just hear me out, what if Trump has some secret deal with Maduro and his wife, and he extracted them for their own safety in order to get them to the United States where they can be safe from whoever is in their country that Trump actually wants to defeat?
Yep. I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I mean, that is very believable.
You can pick anything because he didn't look like he was fighting at all, and They're like
No,
saying, well, just put these little handcuffs off and shuffle through here, and then we'll let you out.
He said he was
So-
not guilty, and he's still the president of Venezuela in court, like to Trump. I was like, holy
I would
God,
say that too.
That
I
is,
would say that too.
well, I know
Yeah,
you
right.
would, Lucy, based on the video. When everyone, by the way, did you have it linked, John, in the top of the video or in the top of the messages?
Which one?
Lucy's video.
Yes,
YouTube
it's
video.
closer to the top. It's
By
closer
the
to
way,
the top.
Okay.
Prison.
Everybody should know that all the meetings are live streamed throughout the state of Indiana. And if they're not being live streamed, they are not complying with the law. So you can go search your own county. They may be doing it with,
Library boards don't have to, by the way. Just
ooh, that's good to know.
Hey,
Okay.
Brad, how'd you like that thing I sent you about that Twilight Zone show?
Oh, man,
where
I love that
librarians were
episode.
obsolete.
yeah, and I love it how it like flipped around the you people. It was like, what do you mean, you people?
Brad is on trial. You know that guy. That
Yeah.
was my favorite Martian. That's like 60 years old. That clip. That's funny. So anyway, all right, Lucy, I'm going to go with that being a conspiracy fact, and I fixed the ending here to be Florida ending. So we'll see you next week. Hey, Andrew Ireland's coming on. So think of your
Oh,
question.
Oh, thank God.
I met him
Yes.
yesterday in real life. I was at the legislative breakfast yesterday
Nice.
downtown, and I was standing
Did
there
Michael lead the
checking in,
prayer?
And no,
No.
Michael wasn't there actually.
Oh,
And
okay.
I turned around and we looked at each other, and I thought he was much taller for some crazy reason. And we were just looking eye to eye, and it was just this, you know how it is when you see somebody from the show in real life. There's the I know you. You look familiar, the voice, and it was a very, very pleasant exchange with him. So it was nice to see one of
Well,
our guests. in
You know,
person.
the people that come on our show, we've only had one time, and that was that Lutheran pastor that Lucy got into at Powell.
Oh man.
That's the only guest out of 5 years that we've had that went sideways. But not everybody can be perfect. But this show, we try to have fun, and our guests love it. I mean, last week we got a excellent recommendation about how tough our questioning was. So hopefully we covered some things tonight about things that were maybe new, maybe old, maybe made you think, maybe didn't. Maybe you just thought, hey, I just came on the show to see who Lucy's going to skin next week. But that's all right. That's why we're here. So, all right, guys. Hey, thanks for coming on. I think everything went well from the new Chateau de Marcel mobile studio down here in Florida. And we will catch you next week. Same bat time, same bat station. See you later. Bye.